What's up guys, welcome back. This is anime fiction. You'll be watching What If Naruto Was Reborn as a Phenix God Part 9. Now let's begin. Someday, you'll find yourself in a situation where you'll notice that you have a lot of admirers, but not many genuine friends. It can be a truly isolating experience. BoJack Horseman, Logan, it's nice to see you again. I notice you have a beer can in your hand, as usual. I'm curious, how do you manage to afford so much beer? Naruto asked, raising an eyebrow in curiosity. I excel at tasks that require attention to detail and efficiency. Feel free to take a look at my Craigslist profile, Wolverine mentioned casually while enjoying his beer.
Logan, we have discussed this matter before. It is not appropriate to consume alcoholic beverages in the presence of underage students, and it is certainly unacceptable to offer it to them. Aurora reprimanded both Wolverine and Lorna, who was attempting to discreetly request a beer from Logan.
TCHH, party pooper, Lorna muttered to herself. Oh, I just remembered. Anna, why don't you test your abilities on Naruto here? Perhaps it won't have the same impact on him as it does on the rest of us, Pietro suddenly suggested, recalling something from his memory. What? No, I'm sorry, but I can't. I don't want to take that chance. What if I accidentally harm him in some way? Anna, also known as Rogue, firmly rejected Pietro's advice. What power? If I can assist you in testing or controlling your abilities, or anything else for that matter, I would be more than happy to help, Naruto offered, curious to discover if he was immune to Rogue's power absorption or not. Even Thor fell victim to her powers and was left in a vegetative state after Rogue absorbed an excessive amount from him. But what if something happens to you? I always mess up everything I touch. I don't think, Rogue started.
Hold on, you don't ruin anything, Anna. You possess extraordinary abilities as a metahuman, and your powers are a remarkable gift, not a curse. All you need is to gain control over them, and that's all. Now, cease dwelling on negative thoughts like an emo teenager and extend your hand to me. Naruto's smile radiated warmth.
Rogue wasn't entirely convinced, but she still opted to have faith in Naruto. She extended her hand towards him in a poised manner. Naruto lacked the qualities of a patient deity. When her hand entered his reach, he swiftly seized it, anticipating the inevitable discomfort or weariness. However, it never did. However, despite his own lack of distress or vocal expressions of pain, Rogue was clearly exhibiting a wide range of emotions. Her cheeks had a rosy hue, and her face displayed a satisfied expression. Her voice lacked confidence.
So much power, it feels incredible, she whispered softly, savoring the sensation of her enhanced strength. Oh, she is capable of absorbing from me. However, I am not experiencing any emotions. Naruto was perplexed by his lack of weakness. However, after dedicating himself more to his own energy, he eventually discovered the cause of the situation. Rogue was able to absorb his power, but the rate of absorption was minimal and had no impact on him. She skillfully harnessed the surplus energies emanating from his body. The power that she was absorbing had a strong impact on his physical form. Fascinating. By the way, what are your thoughts on your newfound strength? It seems you're quite satisfied with your upgrade. Now, would you mind releasing my hand? I appreciate the massage, but perhaps we can continue this at a more convenient time. Naruto playfully teased Rogue. She had been attempting to firmly grip both of her hands, attempting to sense the immense power coursing through her. Based on her expression, it appeared that she had acquired some of Naruto's physical strength and senses, but unfortunately, she did not gain any of the additional benefits and abilities that came with the system. It appeared that she was unable to absorb his divine energy.
Oh, sorry. Rogue quickly removed her hand, but her mood was back to its usual cheerful state. Actually, I wanted to inform you all that I will be away for a month, possibly even a few months. Before I depart to continue my studies in magic, I thought it would be nice to spend some quality time together. How about we organize a small gathering tonight in Genosha? I'll take care of the expenses. He understood the need for dedicated effort over the coming months to master the mystic arts and fully harness his divine powers, a task that would undoubtedly require great perseverance. So, at the moment, he simply desired to savor a leisurely existence for a few days. Wait, you're leaving again. But what if something happens and we're attacked?
And what about Scott? Can't you use your healing abilities on him? Also, what if the government comes after us again? Kurt asked a rapid succession of questions, his gaze filled with sadness as he looked at Naruto. The blue mutant child greatly respected the young deity and had started to see him as more than just a guardian, but also as a supportive older sibling. He felt disappointed about the idea of not being able to see Naruto for a few months. Rest assured, I am available to assist in times of emergencies. Furthermore, there is no need to be concerned. The government will no longer pose any threats to your group. Stryker's actions were an anomaly, as he disregarded government regulations and operated outside the law. Regarding Scott, I will make every effort to acquire the knowledge necessary to find a remedy for his mental well-being, Naruto reassured him.
Yeah, Kurt, you're being overly concerned. We'll be fine. Right now, let's focus on our party. Lorna exclaimed with infectious enthusiasm, as if she were fueled by pure joy. I will provide the alcohol.
Wait, booze. Nobody here mentioned anything about drinking alcohol, young lady. You won't be consuming any alcohol until you reach the appropriate age, Aurora firmly informed the enthusiastic students.
Oh, please. You're such a drag, Miss Munro, Lorna complained. Well, I have been researching information about Genosha, and it appears that the minimum drinking age in the country is currently just 14, Bobby interjected.
I'll be ensuring the law is changed then. It's important to remember that I am one of the consulate members there, Aurora confidently replied.
Everyone found this amusing, except Bobby and Lorna, as they were the only ones in the group who had a genuine interest in trying alcohol. However, no matter what they tried, they couldn't seem to outsmart or win an argument against Aurora. Anyways, please ensure that the information about this party is shared with the entire school. Everyone is welcome to attend. I have full confidence in your ability to handle this important task and complete it by tonight, utilizing your exceptional skills, Naruto stated with a grave demeanor, channeling the spirit of a commanding officer preparing for battle. Yes, sir, we will fulfill our obligation, Kitty said, saluting Naruto with the precision of a seasoned soldier.
Everyone there was clearly enjoying themselves, with smiles on their faces and a genuine sense of fun. They couldn't even wait until tonight for the party to start. Naruto pondered a thought in his mind. Hello there, Naruto said, extending a warm greeting to the new girl who had just arrived, quickly recovering from his initial surprise. The surprise stemmed from his inability to recall anyone resembling the girl depicted in X-Men comics. However, he believed that she could be a unique individual, unlike anyone portrayed in films. General Kenobi. The girl abruptly halted and inquired with a perplexed expression, directing her gaze towards Naruto.
What? Unfortunately, this cannot be done. How on earth did she? No, perhaps she observed it in the film. However, the release of that movie should not happen here yet. Is she truly someone who has been reincarnated like me? Naruto felt a surge of panic as he desperately racked his brain, trying to come up with a plan in case there were others like him, reincarnators, in this world. Hey, I recognize you. Do you really believe you can evade me, sir? Oh no, you cannot, not from someone as skilled and confident as me. I am aware of the truth you are attempting to conceal. The girl smiled as she confidently stood with her hands on her hips, showcasing her youthful and attractive physique. Does she have any knowledge of my past life? I didn't want anyone to know that at this stage since I prefer to keep this information to myself.
It's not my intention to cause anyone to question their existence or to attract the attention of powerful beings who may want to exploit my knowledge of this universe. Is there a way to resolve the situation peacefully? However, that would pose a challenge as I cannot eliminate her in the presence of a large crowd. Nevertheless, if she poses a threat in this setting, I am resolved to take action, Naruto firmly decided. You must be the CEO of Meta International, the girl exclaimed, as if she had just uncovered a great secret. Naruto was astonished. That's common knowledge, Gwen. It's widely known after the Genosha incident. Rogue casually dismissed Gwen's attempt at a dramatic revelation. By the way, Naruto, I believe you haven't had the chance to meet her yet. This is Gwendolyn Poole, or Gwenpool for short. She's also a metahuman like us and recently joined our group to work on honing her powers, Kitty explained.
She is a professional Gwenpool. I have a vivid recollection of her. She was a canon character from the Marvel Comics with plot manipulation powers. Despite her eccentricity, she possesses a level of expertise comparable to Deadpool. As Naruto recalled reading about her, he couldn't help but see her as a professional counterpart, similar to himself but without any unnecessary gender-related complications.
She was a young woman in her teenage years, with short blonde hair, a pleasant face, and a well-proportioned figure. She bore a striking resemblance not only to her own comic representation, but also to Spider-Gwen from Earth 65. They appeared remarkably alike, to the point where one could mistake them for siblings. He hadn't read all her comics, but it seemed that she had gained quite a following. Her personality was reminiscent of characters like Deadpool or Harley Quinn from DC. However, what stood out the most was her extensive knowledge of Marvel. As a dedicated Marvel fan, she possessed a deep understanding of the Marvel Universe and its characters. It was truly impressive to witness her passion and expertise.
She could provide valuable assistance in deepening his knowledge of Marvel content and help him remember crucial storylines going forward.
Hello, Miss Gwenpool. I feel fortunate to have encountered so many lovely individuals today, Naruto complimented her with charm. Oh, thank you. I must admit, your comment makes me a bit bashful, Gwen says with a giggle.
Wanda and Lorna scoffed at Gwen's statement and exchanged eye rolls. Rogue and Kitty remained silent as she observed her friend's antics with amusement, while Aurora smiled at her playful behavior.
Yes, you are, but may I inquire about the origin of the walking shark? Meta-animals are exceptionally uncommon on Earth, making this the first one I have encountered in person. Naruto's curiosity was evident as he asked about the shark. Oh, you mean Jeffrey. Well, you see, I went to the sea in search of some good seafood some days ago, and there I found Jeffrey here in a precarious situation with a large tentacle creature. Naturally, I couldn't stand by and watch, so I bravely intervened, successfully defeating the creature and ensuring Jeffrey's safety. It was quite an adventure. Afterward, I treated myself to a delicious meal, including some delectable sushi. While I considered trying baby shark sushi, I couldn't bear to part with Jeffrey, who is incredibly special and adorable. That's why I made the decision to adopt Jeffrey as my loyal pet. She lovingly cradled the young walking shark in her arms, cherishing it like a beloved plush toy. Oh, I understand. That's great to hear. By the way, while you're here, I wanted to extend a formal invitation to my party tonight. It's a farewell gathering as I'll be away for a few months for training. Will you be able to attend? Naruto inquired. Oh yes, certainly. I will certainly be attending tonight, with more enthusiasm than ever before, Gwenpool said quietly, although her words were still audible to almost everyone in the room. All right, everyone, it's time to return to your classes as break time is coming to a close. I'll see you all later tonight, Naruto announced, seemingly oblivious to the final remark made by Gwenpool. Everyone left with great enthusiasm, eager to choose their outfits for the party. Naruto informed Aiza of the upcoming event and requested her assistance in making the necessary arrangements. He also asked her to extend the invitation to Selim, Vanessa, Blade, and other key members of his faction. It was a celebration for his new family, or whatever he could call it. He also spoke with Hank and the other new teachers Aurora had hired from the school to formally invite them to his party. Despite not visiting the professor, Naruto recognized that Charles held unwavering convictions and was unlikely to alter them, even if others were more forgiving and offered second chances. It was inevitable that Xavier would manipulate another person's mind or make a foolish decision in the name of the greater good, and when he did, Naruto would be there to deliver the final blow. He also wanted to let Lorna know about her biological father and Bobby about his sexuality, but he decided to wait until after the party so as not to dampen the mood. He made the decision to approach them and disclose the facts to them the following day.
Now, it was time to savor the grandest metahuman party ever held.
Yesterday is in the past, tomorrow is unknown, but today is a precious gift. That's why it's important to cherish the present. Master Oogway, from the movie Kung Fu Panda. This is absolutely incredible. Is that a chocolate fountain? And is that a small pool of champagne? Wow, is that a steak museum in here? And there's even an entire exhibition on different types of salad. And look at that, the biggest bonfire in the world. This is truly the best party ever. Pietro hurriedly indulged in a variety of food, unable to contain his excitement.
Pietro, please behave and watch your language, Wanda reprimanded him. It's unfortunate that we are not permitted to be in close proximity to the alcohol, Lorna grumbled.
Well, he is not wrong. When Naruto mentioned having a party, I genuinely expected it to be more of a casual gathering, perhaps a house party. However, what I see before me is beyond anything I could have imagined. This is truly remarkable, Kitty exclaimed in awe, her eyes brimming with barely contained excitement.
They were not exaggerating. The party was excessively extravagant. Naruto entrusted the task of organizing his party to his dedicated assistant, Aiza. With unwavering loyalty and a passion for perfection, she went above and beyond to ensure the party was a resounding success. She had assembled a team of top-notch chefs, collaborated with expert planners, and spared no expense to create an unforgettable and extravagant party for Naruto in a remarkably short amount of time.
I am pleased to see that everyone is enjoying the party. Please remember to drink responsibly if you are underage, as we want to ensure everyone's safety and well-being. Let's have a great time and avoid any unnecessary trouble, Naruto playfully remarked. He started engaging in conversations and socializing with the teenagers who had attended the party, which included a significant portion of the school. He encountered several individuals for the first time, including Angel, Jubilee, and even Sage. Many of the mutants who joined the school were recruited through various means, including the use of Cerebro. Some were also directly recruited by Meta International or even by the Hellfire Club, which is now under the control of Meta International.
Hey Naruto, come and join us here, Blade called out to Naruto.
Other individuals besides teachers and students were also invited to the party. Several prominent individuals from the nation of Genosha, as well as key members of his organization and company, were also extended invitations to the event, including Lilith and Blade. Hey Blade, how are you? Are you enjoying your new job? Naruto inquired, approaching Blade, who was seated with Wolverine, Forge Hank, Aurora, and a few others whom Naruto either didn't recognize or didn't deem significant enough to acquaint himself with, all while sipping on what appeared to be whiskey. Yes, I am indeed a professional. My work involves hunting evil vampires, werewolves, and other dangerous monsters, all while receiving compensation for my efforts. It's like indulging in my favorite hobby and getting paid for it. However, I would suggest considering a name change for your organization. The name Vermilion seems a bit outdated, and when I mention that I am affiliated with Meta, people often mistake me for an investment banker, given that Meta is currently the largest investment company. It's becoming somewhat bothersome, Blade expressed with a sigh.
I have considered giving my organization a formal name, and I have already made a decision. However, I will reveal that at a later time. Right now, I would like to focus on how you would appear in a suit. Perhaps it wouldn't be a bad idea for you to consider investment banking as a potential day job, like a civilian identity, Naruto playfully suggested. Blade as an investment banker? Ha 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 ha. Can you imagine? It's quite a sight. Wolverine chuckled as he pictured Blade donning a suit and engaging in financial conversations over the phone. It appeared that he had already established a friendly relationship with the vampire hunter.
That joke is not amusing, my friend. By the way, I would like to introduce someone to you, Blade said, gently placing his hands around a woman seated next to him, whom Naruto had not previously noticed. This is my fiancée, Saffron Calder. I'll be marrying her, as she will soon become the mother of my child, Blade said with a joyful smile, gently placing his hand on Saffron's stomach.
Oh, congratulations to you both. It would have been nice to know in advance so I could have prepared a gift. Naruto also smiled at the happy couple. He understood the significant impact he had on their relationship's rapid progress. It was he who provided Eric Brooks, also known as Blade, with a secure job and offered his wife the essential protection and accommodation that Naruto's company and organization extend to their employees' families. No gift is necessary, honey. What you did for us was more than enough. In fact, I want to express my sincere gratitude for your invaluable assistance, Saffron spoke up, her words filled with genuine appreciation. All right. This is becoming quite emotional. I must clarify that I am not particularly adept at handling emotions. Therefore, if anyone begins to cry, please understand that I may not be able to empathize in the same way. You are still the same unpleasant person, aren't you, Forge? I suppose some things never change. Hank grumbled a little. It appeared that the blue individual had some reservations about Forge.
By the way, that reminded me. What happened to Mystique and Gambit? I thought they left with Magneto after the battle with Apocalypse. But after we freed Genosha, I never saw them. Did they die in battle or something? Naruto asked Forge as he suddenly remembered about the two mutants. Many metahumans betrayed Magneto and fled during the battle with the Sentinels, but these two were not among them. They had actually disappeared much earlier, sometime after the battle in Egypt. Based on their character, it seems they may have found someone more capable to serve as lackeys. Forge chuckled, clearly not having a favorable impression of the two. You know what? Doesn't even matter. Out of sight, out of mind. Hank interrupted with irritation. He was frustrated that he had a crush on Mystique, but she never responded. As a result, he didn't want to spoil his positive mood by discussing her. Well, I must say, I agree with Hank on this matter. Regardless of whether the outcome is favorable or unfavorable, everyone has made their own decisions. Now, we will all have to face the repercussions of our choices, whatever they may entail. Aurora let out a sigh as she gazed at Naruto with a pensive and wistful expression, seemingly lost in contemplation.
Boom. A sound could be heard in the distance. Everyone in the room was taken aback. They immediately geared up for the upcoming confrontation. Even Naruto's muscles tensed as he pondered how the enemies managed to infiltrate the island, despite Selene's powerful barrier spell safeguarding the country's borders from any hostile incursions. However, it became apparent that it was simply a group of students testing their abilities. They were attempting to create a wintry atmosphere by having Bobby release icy blasts into the air while Pyro used his fire abilities to ignite and disperse the ice, resulting in a simulated snowfall.
Ha 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 ha. They all laughed openly as they calmed down. They were not in danger. They could just unwind, relax, and enjoy their time. After all, they were in a friendly environment.
Soon, they just let go of all their worries and drank themselves silly, while the underage people, who didn't include Naruto because he had already given them some bullshit reason about him being a god and not limited by age, began to sing and dance happily as well, all while they were still attempting to steal alcohol. I think this is what I genuinely battle for, my true drive. Apart from my other desire to conquer the world, be the strongest, and perhaps have several faithful beauties at my beck and call. This is my major motivator. Or at least one of my top 5 reasons for motivation. I hope it lasts forever. Naruto reflected as he joyfully saw everyone enjoying the celebration like a large, dysfunctional family. Wake up, Naruto. We need to talk. A feminine voice attempted to rouse up the deep-sleeping youthful deity. 5 more minutes, he murmured while he slept. Naruto would have continued to sleep like that, but the sound of roaring thunder jolted him out of his daydream. I'm up. I'm up. I detest thunder. What's going on? He inquired after waking up. But his sour attitude didn't last long since the sight in front of him made him feel incredibly fantastic. Naruto was sleeping on his bed in his mansion, and Aurora was laying next him, absolutely nude, with just a single bedsheet covering her delicious bare body. The exotic beauty seemed sensuous and sensual as hell. He could even see some love bites on her neck, and her hair was a complete mess. How drunk was I last night? Aurora questioned both Naruto and herself as she felt her lower body ache. She couldn't remember anything from the night before and wondered how much she had drunk to wake up nude near Naruto in her current state. To be honest, Naruto wanted to declare that he was just as intoxicated as Aurora, and that he didn't remember anything that occurred, but he couldn't become drunk. He recalled everything that occurred yesterday night, and he was as sober as possible as he pounded Aurora all night. I think we were both not in our right minds last night, Naruto said cautiously, omitting the fact that he couldn't drink because of his divine immunity. Is that a handcuff on my hands? Aurora inquired as she examined the pink handcuff on her left hand. Quote.
Naruto had no idea how to respond at that point. He made no justifications. He had more than cheerfully banged Aurora when she got intoxicated and came upon him, attempting to lure him with her large boobs. He recalled having his way with her body and enjoying it as much as he could, even transitioning to extreme BDSM for a while.
He was even certain that there was a storm last night when Aurora lost control of her emotions, and therefore her abilities, as a consequence of the enormous pleasure he gave her. "Do you regret what happened last night?" Aurora inquired when she noticed he was avoiding talking about last night. "Do you want to hear the truth?" Naruto sighed and asked genuinely. "Yes," Aurora responded, frightened of being rejected. "I do not. Not at all. In reality, I am pleased with what transpired between us last night. I only wish you hadn't been so inebriated at the time and could recall our first encounter. The first of many, until you no longer want to." Naruto murmured, looking at Aurora with hopeful eyes. "I do not regret it. In fact, I'm pleased that it occurred. I recall certain things, but only in bits and pieces, like as the day you ate me out and entered my other hole." Aurora reddened, and her dark chocolate complexion seemed to glow scarlet around her cheeks.
Naruto couldn't stop laughing uncomfortably at this.
"Yes, it was a positive experience. By the way, Aurora, I have something to tell you. I tried to avoid telling you this, but I believe both you and the rest of the X-Men need to know. Jean may not be dead." Naruto dropped a massive bomb on Aurora, who stopped moving and peered up at him. "You want to claim that Jean Grey, our Jean Grey, is still alive? She didn't die that day in the dam?" Aurora attempted to explain what she was hearing. "No, she didn't. She survived. It seems she was stronger than she let on.
She had a latent power that manifested itself during her death. I call it the Phoenix Force. Like a cosmic creature, and it picked Jean's as its embodiment, or host. So, with its assistance, Jean survived the event. However, the professor's manipulation of Jean's psyche may have contaminated this creature, causing it to become warped. In reality, Jean, under the influence of this Black Phoenix, may have messed with Sot's head and put him in a coma." Naruto attempted to explain.
"Then why didn't you say it earlier? Why have you kept it a secret until now? We were all devastated since we believed she died as a result of our actions." Aurora reacted violently, offended that Naruto would withhold this from her.
"I was unsure before. I had some reservations, but I couldn't offer you all fresh hope based on them. But my new magic instructor just told me that Jean is the new host of the Phoenix Power, and that she had transformed into the evil Phoenix and fled the planet for unknown reasons after emerging from her sleep. That's why I'm notifying you now." Naruto lied through his teeth. He wasn't a saint and didn't want to disclose the whole truth, which would only damage everyone concerned.
"I see. But will she return to us? Will we ever get her back?" Aurora questioned conveniently, dismissing Naruto's statement that Jean had gone to space. Going to space seemed like any other Monday morning to her. "I promise you. I'll get her back, no matter what," Naruto said as he clasped Aurora's face and gently kissed her on the lips. He had done a good act by notifying Aurora about Jean, and now he was set to get his prize. It was a good thing Aurora was still wearing her handcuffs. It would make Naruto's work much simpler. Asterisk asterisk asterisk. "What did you want to talk about my family?" Lorna asked. She had a headache from her hangover since she and Anna had consumed too many glasses of whiskey after Aurora left the party with Naruto owing to an unexpected situation. "So, it's about your father. I'm not sure how to tell you this, but Sire Magneto's daughter and Pietro and Wanda's sister," Naruto said frankly, without bullshitting. "What? What do you mean? My father isn't my biological father, so I've been living a lie all these years. I've never even met my father." Lorna was in tears as she trusted Naruto's claims without interrogating him since he had no motive to lie to her. In fact, she had been wondering whether she was related to the metahuman terrorists since their talents were similar in nature. "I am sorry, Lorna, but I promised your father to look after you before he died. I accepted responsibility for your well-being, and it is now my obligation to give you the truth, even if it is painful for you." Naruto attempted to seem as a selfless guy. "I understand your well-being, Naruto. Thanks. Thank you for telling me," Lorna said as she embraced him. It's okay. Just remember that Magneto may have been your biological father. It is, but your true parents are the ones who care about you and take care of you. You may remain their little princess. I guarantee that if you don't tell anybody, no one will ever know about this secret. Naruto promised, of course, without revealing the possibility that he had already informed certain individuals. Thanks, Naruto. Lorna murmured as she shed tears and hugged him tightly. Now all I need to do is deliver one more piece of terrible news, and I'll be done. I truly hope Bobby recognizes me as a heterosexual person. Naruto hoped as he kept clutching Lorna's soft feminine body, which reminded him that he was 100% straight male. Friendship is just love that has yet to sprout wings and take flight. Time skips a few hours later. Are you trying to claim that you are fully straight and have no sexual interest in men? And you're not interested in me either? Bobby inquired in a hushed voice, his voice seeming to crack.
I apologize, Bobby. I wanted to tell you previously, but I was unsure how to do so. I believed that not responding to your approaches would be the wisest course of action and would indicate that I am not interested. But plainly, it does not work, Naruto said in a compassionate tone.
Naruto did not bend that way, but it did not mean he disliked individuals who did. He didn't care who someone was sexually attracted in. Plants may get him on, but he didn't mind as long as no one disturbed him. But my homosexual radar is usually accurate. Are you certain that you are not even a little homosexual, much alone bi-curious? Bobby attempted to find some optimism. Okay. Now, you are just begging to be punched. Naruto spoke with a passive expression. I see. I suppose first love never works, right? I only wish we could have pursued our romance a bit farther, Bobby said regretfully. Actually, there was no relationship to begin with, Naruto thought to himself, but he didn't say it out loud since he didn't want to hurt Bobby any more than necessary. I suppose I will miss you. Bye, Naruto. I wish you find pleasure in life. Bobby behaved as if he was ending a long-term romance while approaching Naruto to embrace him. I am not much of a hugger, but yeah, I hope you find the love of your life one day too. Naruto replied as he moved away and used his hands to prevent Bobby from commencing the embrace. Thanks. Bobby responded as if he didn't mind Naruto not embracing him, he even had some expectations. As Bobby went, buried in his own thoughts, Naruto started to prepare his next move. Perhaps he should take Aurora on the date he promised her. What if I took her to Wakanda, or somewhere nearby? Of course, I'll make sure she stays away from T'Challa, but I believe bringing her to her native birthplace would be a fantastic date. Naruto thought to himself. While Naruto was pondering about this, a voice interrupted his thoughts. Hey, what ya doin'? A loud female voice shouted up. Huh? Oh, hello, Gwen. I am simply thinking of something unique I can do for Aurora on our future date, Naruto said honestly. Oh. I suppose you could organize a gathering. I might even consider joining in, if you'd like. Typically, I'm only attracted to men, but I'm open to exploring new experiences, Gwen said casually, as if discussing a mundane topic.
No, Naruto firmly denied her. He had no intention of engaging in a threesome with Aurora at this time, particularly considering that their relationship is still in its early stages. However, it is likely that he will consider doing it in the future once she becomes more comfortable with him.
Oh, that's disappointing. I had hoped to create my own intricate love triangle like the comics. It seems my dreams will have to be put on hold. So I suppose you wouldn't be interested in joining my group of attractive Marvel superheroes, would you? Gwen asked, her tone filled with a hint of optimism. No, I definitely wouldn't. I know it may seem contradictory, but I don't engage in sharing or swinging. And that's final, Naruto said, expressing a hint of annoyance. Well, now I find myself faced with the decision of either pursuing a group of attractive male superheroes from Marvel or attempting to capture the attention of a new deity from DC, Gwen muttered to herself. Wait. What did you say? Naruto was considering leaving, but he paused upon hearing her remark.
Well, it's clear that you're not from Marvel. So I figured you might be from another comic universe like DC or something, especially since you refer to yourself as a new god. Although I haven't delved too deeply into DC, I still know a few basic nerdy things. I must admit, I'm quite the proud geek myself, Gwen explained with a hint of pride.
I see, Naruto remarked, contemplating the wisdom of sparing Gwen's life. He was currently weighing the pros and cons of eliminating Gwen to safeguard his exclusive knowledge as a reincarnator. She could be highly effective and valuable if I could earn her loyalty somehow, but achieving that would be extremely challenging. Naruto pondered as he observed Gwen, considering the possibility that she may not be willing to work for an unfamiliar individual like himself, given the potential risks involved. I have made the decision to work with you from now on, Gwenpool announced abruptly.
Naruto was incredulous at what he heard. Well, you certainly bring an element of intrigue and excitement to my life in this new world. I anticipate that collaborating with you will be a fascinating experience. Additionally, it seems that Reincarnator's 101 reincarnates have a strong bond. Furthermore, you possess qualities that make you an ideal partner for me. I can't help but imagine the possibilities that lie ahead. Gwen's voice took on a dreamy tone as she indulged in her thoughts.
That was the moment when Naruto truly grasped the concept. This version of Gwenpool displayed unconventional behavior and had a tendency towards inappropriate actions. Sigh. All right. You can join my faction. Just remember, any hint of betrayal and you'll regret it. There won't be a next time for you to start over. Naruto cautioned Gwen with a stern demeanor.
Yes, Captain, I assure you that I will not let you down. I will be your most devoted ally. Gwen saluted him with utmost sincerity, resembling a disciplined soldier.
All right. I suppose I'll speak with you later then, Naruto said, expressing his desire to have some time alone to reflect on his thoughts. That was quite impressive. Unpredictable, Naruto pondered silently as he observed Gwen's cheerful departure, a smile adorning her face. Now, I suppose I'll need to schedule that date with Aurora. Perhaps it's also a good time to prepare my new eyes. They'll certainly come in handy as I delve into the world of mystic arts under Morgana's guidance. Naruto contemplated as he navigated through his system inventory in search of his new pair of eyes.
Naruto accessed his system inventory and chose the Rinnegan perk card to view additional details about it. Presenting details of the chosen card. Mastered Rinnegan. 1. Optical abilities. Your vision is highly advanced, allowing you to perceive the entire electromagnetic spectrum.
You have exceptional control over selective perception and focus, and possess both microscopic and telescopic vision.
You can even see different types of energy and how it flows. Through careful observation, you have the ability to predict, mimic, and copy any technique used by your opponent. Additionally, you can temporarily take control of a target's body and mind through eye contact, although the duration of this control depends on your energy and mental power as well as the target's mental strength. Furthermore, you have a keen ability to recognize patterns and analyze and decipher codes.
2. Diva Path, utilizing the user's energy to manipulate attractive and repulsive forces. 3. Asura Path, modifying one's body while retaining its unique abilities. The user gains control over these modified forms, treating them like puppets or directly taking over them. 4. Human Path, extracting souls from living beings. The possibility of performing this extraction is determined by the user's power level and energy. 5. Animal Path, summoning a diverse array of powerful creatures. These summoned creatures possess a unique loyalty to the user, acting solely on their primal instincts and the user's commands. Additionally, the user has the ability to directly control their minds. 6. Preta Path, utilizing the life force of targets to restore your own vitality or temporarily enhance your divine energies. 7. Naraka Path, summons a formidable demonic statue known as the King of Hell. This puppet possesses immense physical strength and durability, capable of sealing spectral or energy-based entities within itself while augmenting its own power. It exudes an overwhelming life force, unleashes powerful energy bolts, and can release phantom dragons and chains to absorb the life force and energy of other creatures. A smaller version can also be summoned that can pass judgment on targets, determining whether they are telling the truth or lying in response to a specific question. Additionally, it has the ability to repair mechanical bodies of the Asura Path and serve as a storage vessel for bodies and souls, allowing for transportation and revival at a later time. 8. The outer path grants the user the power to control life and death, including the ability to revive the deceased.
It also enables the user to transmit their energy through black receivers, create energy chains to bind targets, and control the 6 paths of pain. These 6 bodies, controlled by black receivers rods, each possess a unique aspect of the 6 paths technique. The black rods can take on various forms and have the ability to prevent target regeneration, as well as transmit the life force between the user and the target. 9 special abilities capable of absorbing energy attacks and then unleashing them with greater force. Also able to transform living beings into edible fruits that grant the user the powers and vitality of the original target. 10 Susano capable of creating a massive, humanoid avatar formed from the user's divine energy. This avatar serves as both a shield and a formidable fighter, capable of wielding armor and weapons with sufficient training. It can also be combined with various other techniques and skills. Okay, it's official now. I have finally achieved a significant milestone. This propels me from being just physically strong to the upper echelons of the Marvel Universe. While I may not be at the high universal or multiversal level like the Celestials, I am confident that with my new diverse set of abilities, I can even surpass Odin. Naruto thought with great joy.
He was extremely pleased. He swiftly prepared to use his new set of eyes, fearing that any delay might cause them to vanish. Equipped with the perfected Rinnegan perk card. Once he donned his eyes, his entire perspective underwent a profound transformation. It became abundantly clear why the Rinnegan earned the moniker of the Samsara Eyes. They were undeniably the eyes of a deity, radiating an unmistakable aura of immense power.
He had gained an extraordinary level of perception. The world revealed its true nature to him, allowing him to witness the life force coursing through nature, the lunar landscape with its scattered gravel, the invisible signals traveling through the air, and even the essence of human souls. The experience was truly awe-inspiring. Naruto entered his room and immediately headed towards the nearest mirror. As he gazed into it, he caught a glimpse of his activated Rinnegan. His eyes resembled Sasuke's Rinnegan from the show, but with a striking blood-red hue instead of purple. The sight was undeniably impressive. Naruto attempted to make it vanish through sheer force of will, and to his astonishment, it actually did. His eyes reverted back to their usual state, bringing him a sense of relief. He was glad that he wouldn't have to endure the same struggles as Hagoromo and Sasuke from the show, who were unable to conceal their transformed eyes in public. After his eyes returned to their normal state, Naruto noticed a significant decrease in his ocular abilities. While he still retained some of his powers, the intensity and strength had diminished upon deactivation. However, Naruto didn't require them at the moment, so he made the choice to keep his eyes deactivated until he began studying magic or engaged in combat. I must admit, I am truly impressed by the Animal Path and Naraka Path. They offer the opportunity to have my own loyal beast army and a formidable mecha, in a way. I can't help but wonder if my specially upgraded King of Hell statue would stand a chance against Asgard's destroyer armor. He pondered silently. He was disappointed that he couldn't use his new eyes on the moon to cast infinite Tsukuyomi. However, his enthusiasm remained undiminished. He was eager to put his new abilities to the test, particularly the upgraded King of Hell power that his system had unexpectedly merged with the Outer Path's demonic statue. Nevertheless, he managed to maintain self-control. He wanted to avoid drawing unnecessary attention by utilizing his advanced powers in this setting. He planned to refine and master them in a more secluded location, like Otherworld, where he could study under Morgana and delve into the realm of mystic abilities. Ultimately, he felt assured that his newly acquired abilities to copy, analyze, and mimic would enable him to rapidly acquire magical skills on par with those of Doctor Strange. However, at this moment, he had an important engagement with a particular deity eagerly anticipating his arrival. *******. Hello Aurora. Have I made you wait? Naruto inquired with a friendly smile, addressing the stunning woman who patiently awaited him at the entrance of Xavier's school for the gifted. I believe it might be beneficial to consider renaming the school. Schools that bear the name of an individual, particularly if that person is perceived as a hypocrite, may not convey a positive image. No, I did not. I just finished my shift 30 minutes ago. I didn't even have a moment to apply any makeup.
I had very little time to select a suitable dress. Aurora reciprocated his smile. That's great. I suppose I have arrived punctually. All right, let's get started. We have a professional schedule. We have a lot of tasks at hand. Naruto opened up a boom tube through his connection with Aiza. You can go ahead, he said politely. Aurora entered the boom tube with a sense of curiosity, pondering the destination that awaited them. While Naruto was about to pursue her, he paused momentarily at the school, sensing a presence that caught his attention. Reacting swiftly, he activated his Rinnegan and glanced towards the second-floor window of a room where the professor happened to be, seemingly looking in his direction.
Is it just me or does the professor's demeanor appear somewhat gloomy for some reason? Even his spirit seems unsettled as if it's being influenced by something. Did he make another foolish mistake? He pondered. However, he couldn't really be concerned. He had a multitude of tasks to attend to, and he couldn't constantly monitor the professor.
Whatever. If he makes another mistake, I'll simply take care of it and move on. He contemplated as he deactivated his Rinnegan and followed Aurora into the boom tube. The couple emerged from the other side of the boom tube into a breathtaking landscape of vibrant greenery and thick forest. The air was filled with the melodious songs of birds, and the earth exuded a nourishing energy that enveloped everything it touched. What is this establishment? Aurora inquired with curiosity as she experienced a peculiar sensation in her heart. This is Kenya, located near the border of Wakanda. Is Kenya your ancestral homeland? I discovered that your ancestors had a rich lineage as priestesses of a tribe in Kenya, with intriguing connections to Wakandan history. This inspired me to suggest that we embark on our inaugural date amidst the serene beauty of nature. Naruto's face lit up with a captivating smile as he spoke to Aurora. Thank you. You really are an amazing boyfriend, or perhaps I should say an exceptional boyfriend. Aurora chuckled joyfully as she planted a swift kiss on his cheek as a token of appreciation. Oh, I will definitely receive a significant reward for this later, Naruto thought to himself as he observed Aurora's flushed face. Are you confident that the soldiers from Wakanda and Kenya won't pose any issues considering our proximity to their borders? Aurora inquired, scanning her surroundings. No, thank you. They won't be an issue. I'm confident that they have more important occupations than attempting to locate a couple having their date near their border. Regarding the Kenyan soldiers, it seems they are indifferent to the situation. Naruto grinned as he retrieved a picnic basket and a blanket from his inventory to begin their date. Impressive, you've even brought food. I was famished. You truly possess a compassionate nature, don't you? Aurora said as she expertly assisted Naruto in laying the picnic blanket on the soft ground. They savored their date, engaging in conversation and indulging in the delectable dishes prepared by Naruto's personal chef, Gordon. To complement the experience, a fine wine was also brought for Aurora, as it was evident that she appreciated a quality drink. What is your opinion on Jean, Naruto? Aurora suddenly inquired unexpectedly.
Could you please clarify your statement? Naruto asked, hoping the conversation was not heading in the direction he anticipated. It seems that Jean had strong feelings for you right from the beginning. That's why I chose not to pursue a relationship with you. It was only after Jean passed away that I allowed myself to be with you. However, if Jean is indeed alive, what implications does that have for us? Will you choose Jean or will you choose me? What actions will you take? Aurora inquired, gazing into Naruto's eyes, patiently awaiting his response. Neither. I am committed to staying by your side and supporting Jean. I will accomplish what others cannot. I am going to treat you both equally, Naruto said, struggling to hide his discomfort at his own words. He could only hope that his strong sense of fairness would prevent Aurora from reacting with anger, as many women might in this situation. I see. Aurora fell into a contemplative silence, her gaze fixed on the river that flowed nearby. It appeared as though she had anticipated this turn of events. Are you unsatisfied? Naruto inquired, his gaze fixed on the river alongside her. I'm afraid not. It's just that I've always had this longing to find my perfect match, someone who would be devoted to me and love me unconditionally. However, the unexpected situation of having to share that soulmate was quite surprising. However, I am not feeling down. Perhaps this was destined for me, Aurora remarked, gracing Naruto with a radiant smile. Naruto experienced a twinge of unease as he observed that smile. He questioned the morality of his actions in assembling his dream harem. While he viewed them as attractive, super-powered comic characters that he was fixated on, he couldn't ignore the fact that they were real individuals in this world. His act of collecting them had the potential to jeopardize the happiness of these women.
No, I will never allow the women who love me to be harmed.
It is my responsibility. I am committed to providing them with even greater happiness, love, and a brighter future than they would have had otherwise. I promise this with all my heart. Naruto made a solemn pledge to approach his love life with greater sincerity and to treat the women in his life with the respect they deserve. They were not objects to be played with or collected, but real, living individuals who cared for him deeply. They were his family.
I have strong feelings for you, Aurora Munro. And I assure you that I will always love you and treat you with the utmost care, regardless of the circumstances. Naruto gently held Aurora's face as he leaned in to kiss her. I am confident you will. Aurora smiled and gently kissed him.
All right, that's sufficient innocent romance. Do you believe that I deserve a more deserving reward now? Naruto said as he ended their kiss after about 5 minutes of intense making out.
Oh. Sure, I can do that. What would you like as a reward? Aurora inquired with a cunning, insightful grin. Caution, Lemon. You have been given a warning. I can come up with numerous ideas. Let's visit the Grand Estate. We can continue there without anyone seeing your exposed body. Naruto lifted Aurora in a princess carry and carried her into a boom tube he had just opened. He was determined to make this night truly unforgettable for both Aurora and himself. Both of them were passionately engaged, sharing intense kisses and eagerly exploring each other's bodies as they entered Naruto's well-appointed bedroom through the boom tube.
Wow, you are quite skilled at kissing, Aurora exclaimed, enjoying the passionate exchange of saliva with Naruto.
This is just the beginning, Naruto playfully remarked as he expertly removed Aurora's clothes and discarded them, simultaneously retracting his own armor with a mental command. He gently kissed Aurora's neck, savoring every moment as he explored her body. Their connection felt even more intense and passionate this time, perhaps due to the special date they had shared beforehand. As he pleasured her, he skillfully focused on her sensitive area, eagerly savoring her essence. The voluptuous woman expressed her pleasure with passionate moans, creating a delightful melody for Naruto to enjoy. I have a more satisfying position in mind that will bring pleasure to both of us, he said, as he reclined on the bed and invited Aurora to join him in the classic 69 position. After that, he proceeded to pleasure her orally while Aurora also fulfilled her role of pleasuring him by taking his sizable member into her mouth. She eagerly attempted to take the entire length in one go. She welled up with tears as the massive organ barely fit in her throat, nearly choking her. However, she remained determined and skillfully began to pleasure it, treating it like a lollipop. Naruto grew more motivated by her expertise, intensifying his sucking and licking. He skillfully utilized his tongue, ensuring that his touch brought her immense pleasure. He made certain that even the act of Aurora performing oral sex on him would be pleasurable for her. As for his vibrating tongue, he hoped that Aurora wouldn't be overwhelmed by the intense pleasure it provided. She attempted to express her pleasure, but her mouth and throat were already occupied, leaving her to emit sounds of satisfaction. Eventually, she could no longer contain herself and experienced a powerful climax, accompanied by the release of her natural fluids, which Naruto eagerly attended to. This also motivated Aurora to put in extra effort to satisfy Naruto, as she dedicated herself to pleasuring him with her oral skills. With determination, she skillfully moved her head up and down, aiming to bring Naruto to climax. Additionally, she utilized her ample breasts to enhance his pleasure by gently squeezing the base of his member. Naruto was overwhelmed with pleasure as he experienced the sensations of being caressed between Aurora's ample breasts and feeling the muscles in her throat stimulate him. The intensity of the moment was pure bliss for Naruto, and he couldn't contain himself for long before releasing his passion into Aurora's eager mouth. However, he wasn't finished. This was merely a prelude to his current state. He proceeded to switch positions, having Aurora assume the doggy-style position, which he particularly enjoyed. He approached Aurora from behind and gently entered her, feeling the intense pleasure as he realized the divine nature of her body. It was solely due to his strong compatibility in that area that he was able to maintain self-control. Impressed by her skill, he started to thrust into Aurora with a steady rhythm, ensuring he thoroughly explored every inch of his surroundings with his snake-like curiosity. "Oh yes, yes, oh yes," Aurora exclaimed with intense pleasure, as she experienced the overwhelming sensation of being completely satisfied by Naruto's impressive prowess. More intense," she shouted. This only fueled Naruto's determination as he intensified his pace and engaged in a more forceful manner. Their intimate connection was characterized by a remarkable rhythm and a symphony of sensations. "Oh yes. That's the spot," she exclaimed in pleasure as she felt their connection intensify, their passion reaching new heights. "I am reaching climax. I am reaching climax." She could no longer contain her pleasure and finally trembled as she experienced a satisfying release from their intimate connection. Naruto was nearing his limit as he delivered one last powerful thrust, releasing his essence deep within her. He strongly considered the idea of starting a family with her in that moment, envisioning a future filled with children. However, he managed to exercise self-restraint, reminding himself that there would be ample opportunity to fulfill his desire to have children in the future. That was truly incredible. I never imagined that intimacy could be so exhilarating. Even compared to our previous encounters, this experience feels exceptionally fulfilling. I'm currently experiencing an unparalleled sense of satisfaction, Aurora expressed, gazing dreamily at Naruto's impressive physique. "Yeah. But it's far from over. This is just the start. We still have a lot to accomplish tonight. I don't think I'll be letting you get any sleep today." Naruto flashed her an innocent smile that seemed more like that of a mischievous predator eyeing its prey. That night, after 15 more intense encounters, Aurora Munro gained a profound understanding of the distinction between mortals and deities. She was relieved that she didn't succumb to dehydration and exhaustion, thanks to Naruto's continuous use of divine healing to sustain her. This was also the night when the future storm goddess felt relieved that Naruto was going to establish his own harem, rather than solely depending on her for his sexual satisfaction. "Have you made all the necessary preparations, Aiza?" Naruto asked with concern, as he double-checked his final arrangements before departing with Morgana. "Yes, I have diligently prepared countermeasures for all the threats you listed, Master. Additionally, I have taken the initiative to devise countermeasures for potential new threats that I have calculated as probable. Our experiments and research are progressing smoothly as planned. The basic sentinels in your sentinel army have also been almost fully equipped with the necessary modifications, although it would be advisable to explore alternative power sources for them instead of relying on mini-nuclear reactors," Aiza reported. "Yes, that's something I plan to address. However, it doesn't seem worth investing our time and resources into at the moment. Perhaps we can rely on the expertise of a highly accomplished individual in the future, who has both wealth and a passion for philanthropy. We could potentially draw inspiration from his designs and even explore opportunities to enhance our own Sentinel army based on his knowledge," Naruto remarked, glancing at the list of tasks that Aiza would need to handle while he was away. He had the ability to inspire Aiza to create something akin to the arc reactor, despite her not being an inventor or scientist. Instead, she possessed extraordinary skills in the realm of computing. Her role was to provide professional support to someone else in the process of inventing. It was a waste of her skills to have her spend excessive processing power on inventing something that would soon be replicated by someone else. She was more successful by prioritizing medical and biotechnology to swiftly address the metahuman challenges he encountered. "I should consider acquiring the PIM particles as well. It's unfortunate that Hank doesn't store that formula in any digital or technological database. I suppose when it comes to security, he must think he's leagues ahead of Tony Stark or Reed Richards, who seem to have their technologies stolen every Sunday," Naruto thought with a hint of sarcasm. "Certainly, Master," Aiza replied obediently as the mother box hovered before Naruto. "You know, I've been considering that once we've gained sufficient influence in the world, I might even create a new body for you. I have a specific body in mind that I believe would be perfect," Naruto mentioned, contemplating the underwhelming portrayal of Vision in the MCU. Using it as Aiza's new physical body would be a much more favorable option. "Thank you, Master."
I believe I could be even more useful to you if I had a humanoid body. I will patiently await that opportunity, Aiza said, as the mother box appeared to express its excitement through blinking and blipping.
Same here, Aiza, same here. Naruto grinned. Additionally, I wanted to bring to your attention that I have discovered the presence of Krakoa, a living island, which has inexplicably taken up residence on the moon.
Notably, I have detected signs of life on the island, suggesting that the metahumans who ventured there to rescue the X-Men may indeed still be alive, just as you had predicted. Would you like me to initiate the rescue operation by deploying a select number of sentinels? Aiza presented a visual depiction of Krakoa situated on the moon.
No, I'll leave them be. I don't want any unnecessary drama while I'm away. I'll take care of them when I come back. They're in suspended animation anyway. I'm confident that if they've managed to survive this long, they can hold on for a few more months until my return, Naruto said with a determined expression. I'm curious if Vulcan will once again be portrayed as a villain in this universe. I sincerely hope I won't have to neutralize such a formidable metahuman. Perhaps he could serve as a suitable replacement for his brother in the unlikely event that I am unable to mend Scott's fractured psyche, Naruto pondered. He attempted to heal Scott using his divine healing, but there was no visible injury for him to mend. The mental damage that Scott had sustained was something that Naruto could only heal with extraordinary psionic abilities or a mystical spell. Given the limitless possibilities of magic in this world, magic was complete nonsense.
Are you still not going to open that sarcophagus, Master? Aiza inquired professionally. She was intrigued by the sarcophagus that Naruto had taken. She borrowed from Dracula since she had sensed some intriguing energy readings from that ancient artifact. She was seeking additional data as part of her efforts to gather a range of information on enhancing the power of the Mother Box.
She and the Mother Box shared similarities, yet they also had their own unique qualities. If the Mother Box could be seen as a phone, then she was merely the AI assistant that accompanied it.
Upgrading the phone and upgrading the AI were two completely different things. If she were to be enhanced with a physical body and other enhancements, it would have no impact on the Mother Box. However, if the entire Mother Box were to be upgraded by connecting it to a sufficiently powerful power source, it would not only enhance Aiza herself but also unleash the full and awe-inspiring potential of the Mother Box.
No, not yet. I'm uncertain about the true extent of power possessed by the succubus monster queen sealed in there. In the comics, she was never shown in battle or utilized her full abilities. However, it's possible that her character in the comics may not accurately reflect her true nature, assuming she is indeed the individual I believe her to be, Naruto pondered, contemplating Shikla from the Deadpool comics.
However, there was always the possibility that she was someone entirely different or simply the same individual with an alternate, malevolent persona. He was determined to leave nothing to chance. Before opening up that sarcophagus, he would ensure his mastery of the mystic arts and his ability to overcome a formidable demonic sorceress.
All right, but it would be wise to act promptly. Lilith may require assistance in her endeavor to dominate the monster world. It is far simpler to unite all the vampires under Blade's guidance rather than attempting to unify the entire monster world on Earth. With the support of a royal monster queen, Lilith would be able to complete the task with greater efficiency, Aiza suggested dutifully. Naruto agreed as he made his way to meet the other key members of his faction, ensuring that they would be aligned in his absence. Remember, all of you, refrain from excessive use of cerebra. It's important to maintain a healthy balance. Additionally, please heed your mother's instructions, Naruto advised, glancing at Emma, who was gazing at him intently in a rather alluring outfit. Well, perhaps not excessively, he concluded in a subdued tone after providing them with advice and instructions on how to proceed with their plans while he was away. Would you like to bid me farewell with a proper kiss? Emma asked, leaning in closer to Naruto in an attempt to captivate his attention. Thought, Celine scoffed, looking down at Emma, oblivious to the fact that she herself was dressed just as provocatively, if not more so. What did you say? Emma raised one of her eyebrows, acting as if she didn't hear Celine's statement. I'll miss you, Master, Vanessa said, unfazed by the commotion of the arguing adults. I'll miss you as well. Naruto gently kissed her on the lips. Are you certain that you don't require the services of a highly skilled individual to accompany you on your journey? Elizabeth Braddock, also known as Psylocke, inquired as she approached Naruto and embraced him, inadvertently pushing Vanessa aside.
Don't worry, I'll be back soon, my playful ninja. We'll have plenty of time to have fun together afterwards. Perhaps we can even try out the tie-up rope game you mentioned, next time, Naruto playfully remarked.
What? No, I clearly explained that it was a technique utilized by female ninjas for interrogation purposes. I never intended for you to perform it on me, Psylocke exclaimed, her face turning red as she spoke in a tone that failed to convince anyone. Are you finished with all your sentimental farewells? We are only going away for a few months, not an eternity. Can you please expedite? I have important responsibilities to attend to, Morgana said with an irritated expression. All right then, farewell everyone. By the way, I have made a final decision on the name of our new organization. We shall refer to ourselves as the League, Naruto announced, sharing his choice with the group.
He had given considerable thought to the new name of his organization. He wanted to choose a name that conveyed a sense of neutrality, without any positive or negative connotations. After much contemplation, he ultimately decided to keep it straightforward. That's why he selected the League. His organization would not consist of lethal assassins, nor would it assume the duty of dispensing justice to the world. The League would merely serve as his instrument, enabling him to accomplish his objectives and fulfill what is necessary for the betterment of all, or rather, what he perceives as the betterment.
Fast forward 1 week. A small explosion singed Naruto's face, but his spell failed once again.
Oh great, not again, Naruto grumbled. Naruto and Morgana arrived in the otherworld approximately a week ago. He initially believed that his magic training would involve extensive memorization of magical knowledge, but he quickly discovered that this was not the case.
Instead, Morgana advised him to start with the fundamentals. She explains that one must first master 8 primary schools of magic before progressing to more complex spells and rituals. They included abjuration, illusion, enchantment, divination, evocation, transmutation, necromancy, and conjuration. Abjuration focuses on protection and healing, while illusions involve the creation of magical holograms and mind-related magic.
Enchantment involves controlling objects or imbuing them with new properties. Divination is the practice of obtaining information about the past, present, or future through various methods and rituals. Evocation entails the use of complex spells, either through one's own power or by borrowing from others. Transmutation is the art of transforming one thing into another. Necromancy deals with matters related to souls and death, while conjuration involves the creation of objects from nothing. Naturally, there were numerous other schools of magic, although the majority of them were classified within the fundamental 8 schools. In the Marvel world, sorcerers primarily specialize in conjuration, enchantment, and evocation. Anyway, it turned out that Naruto wasn't an exceptional genius in magic on his own. He was above average, but not the kind of once-in-a-century talent that most main characters usually are from birth. However, with the help of his cheat eyes, the Rinnegan, he was able to quickly master most of the basic exercises and spells. The only exception was enchantment. It appears that there were external factors hindering his ability to effectively enchant objects. Are you certain you're not interested in learning a different skill now, perhaps a powerful destruction spell or an impenetrable barrier spell? Naruto inquired, eager for a change of pace. He was tired of the repetitive nature of his work. No, however, I may have discovered the possible reason behind your struggles with enchantment, despite the assistance of your extraordinary magical eyes, Morgana stated with a serious expression.
Naruto was taken aback by Morgana's knowledge of his cheating.
Did you really think I wouldn't notice you staring at me with those peculiar red eyes every time I demonstrate a spell? I may be experienced, but I'm not oblivious, Morgana said, her smile filled with mischief, directed at Naruto. Naruto couldn't provide a response and simply offered a wry smile in return.
Anyway, as I was explaining, the process of enchantment typically involves the utilization of runes or the casting of spells using these runes from various languages. These runes or spells draw their power from specific pantheons or dimensions. For instance, The Fufrock language of the Asgardians derives its power directly from Asgard. Usually, mortals are granted automatic access to the magic within these languages. However, in your situation, it appears that the language itself is resistant to you, perceiving you as a potential threat or adversary, and therefore does not respond to your attempts, Morgana clarified.
I understand. It seems that these languages have some discriminatory elements. However, is it possible for me to become proficient in the enchantment school of magic without relying on these languages? Naruto inquired, contemplating the existence of a language that does not exhibit such biases.
It appears that most languages, regardless of their origin from a pantheon, dimension, or powerful entity, pose resistance to you, or perhaps you resist them. I must admit, I am not aware of any language that lacks a connection to a powerful sentient entity or dimension.
Even the Phi language I utilize draws its power from the Elder Gods, as it was created by Gaia herself to facilitate communication and aid her children, particularly the elves. Consequently, you are limited to using spells of a neutral nature that tap into universal or various cosmic energies, rather than those derived from other dimensions, pantheons, or sentient entities, Morgana explained, unable to find a solution to Naruto's predicament.
Wait, what if I create my own runic language? Naruto pondered, struck by a sudden solution. Creating your own language is an incredibly difficult task, you know?
Not to mention the immense amount of power it would require. If you think you can rely solely on your own divine abilities to fuel your spells, you're mistaken. There's a reason why gods and sorcerers typically use runes and spells that draw power from their pantheon or other dimensions. If they were to use their own divinity or life force, it would likely be depleted after casting just a couple of powerful spells, Morgana explained.
Well, I have a computer in mind that I believe will be suitable for synthesizing a new runic language later. As for the power supply, I plan to utilize my own energy to cast low-level spells for now. However, I have an idea for a more potent and abundant source of mystical energy, which involves a certain dark dimension housing an entity with a strong aversion to sorcerers, Naruto contemplated. Very well, proceed as you wish. However, it is imperative that you prioritize your safety. For the time being, we will postpone the study of enchantment magic and instead focus on the various other disciplines of magic. It is essential that you possess sufficient proficiency in these fundamental schools of magic before delving into the more advanced and intricate forms. My expectation is for you to possess strength and expertise in all recognized forms of magic, rather than merely mastering superficial tricks of eldritch light or conjuring a dazzling portal like those practiced by sorcerers, Morgana stated as she transported them both into the mirror dimension. Now, let's instruct you on how to exert control over individuals and influence their actions, even those of great power. Morgana's expression turned sinister as she was resolute in imparting the most malevolent and sinister spells to her newfound apprentice, revealing the immense might of the shadowy realm. She would transform this deity into an unstoppable force of awe-inspiring sorcery, capable of instilling fear even in the most accomplished sorcerers trained by the Ancient One. Why did I agree to this? Naruto muttered to himself, visibly disgusted by the monstrous centipede before him. As many are aware, the original dark dimension of the Marvel world was fragmented into multiple pieces when Dormammu attempted to seize control of it. While he maintained control over the majority of the dimension, a significant portion of it was fragmented into numerous splinter realms. Currently, Naruto found himself in one of the many splinter realms of the once vast original dark dimension. It was a rather diminutive realm lacking any prominent ruler or influential force. The current dimension he found himself in was a desolate landscape, devoid of any signs of life except for endless stretches of sand and desert. He was brought to this location by Morgana to hone his magical abilities by battling the numerous magical creatures present, and to assess his progress in the mystical arts. It served as a valuable testing ground for him. I could really use some time off, he thought to himself, feeling the weight of exhaustion. With a newfound mastery of magic, he conjured a massive hand made of stones and used it to crush the head of the enormous worm. One down. Another 100 to go, he said with a derisive smirk, casting his gaze upon the numerous colossal centipede monsters eagerly queuing up for a taste of his divine flesh. He opted for an area of effect spell this time. Firestorm, he declared, releasing a powerful burst of flames that swiftly inflicted significant fire damage upon the centipede monsters within his vicinity. Many of them did not survive, as they were cooked alive within their shells. The ones that did survive were left permanently handicapped by the fire blast. Survival in this dimension was a constant struggle, where only the strongest could endure. There was no room for vulnerability or feeble beings in this environment. Naruto was confident that he had eliminated or at least incapacitated the majority of the nearby monsters with his spell. However, just as he was about to let his guard down, the entire area suddenly started to tremble. The entire dimension seemed to be in the grip of a powerful earthquake.
Here comes the mother. Naruto frowned as he sensed the sand beneath him shifting like a liquid, as if a colossal mound of sand was gradually emerging from the earth.
The creature I encountered was a large black centipede, covered in sharp spines. Its insect head was quite intimidating, with a peculiar human-like face mask on its forehead. The carapace appeared incredibly tough as it started to release corrosive fluids from its mouth, instantly eroding the sand upon contact. Isn't that the elder centipede from One Punch Man? Naruto pondered, his confusion evident as he gazed upon the colossal mother centipede stretching for kilometers. The creature, too, seemed fixated on him. The centipede emitted a piercing sound, causing discomfort to Naruto and potentially damaging glass. Despite the headache, Naruto quickly adapted to the noise and focused on devising a strategy to defeat the creature.
Perhaps I should approach it with the same level of confidence as Saitama. However, I must remember that this is a test of my magical abilities, not my physical strength. Besides, I cannot be certain that I possess the same level of power as Saitama at this moment. That bald hero is capable of astonishing feats, like effortlessly flipping a continent. He pondered, observing the colossal worm as it ceased its futile attempts to harm Naruto. The decision was made to take a more physical approach, with the intention of overpowering the small individual in front using its massive size.
The creature wriggled its body through the sand, attempting to strike Naruto, but his agility saved him from being hit. He couldn't help but wonder about the centipede's impressive vision, which allowed it to detect and target him.
Almighty push, Naruto declared, displaying his professionalism by swiftly deciding to conclude the battle using the formidable ability of his Rinnegan. With a commanding gesture, a powerful force surged from his hand, obliterating the centipede's entire body. The creature's carapace shattered irreparably, causing it to bleed white blood. The surrounding area suffered extensive destruction, with even the rocks reduced to rubble, leaving behind a gaping hole where the centipede once stood. However, much to Naruto's dismay, the battle was far from over. The mother centipede swiftly started to regenerate, with its injuries and carapace gradually healing, and even its blood seemingly returning to its body. Oh, please, why do all monsters have an accelerated healing factor? He questioned himself with a sense of sadness. Typically, there were only two methods for neutralizing individuals with extraordinary regenerative abilities like these. One option was to disable or suppress their healing power, while the other involved completely eradicating the being, leaving no trace for it to regenerate from. Naruto opted for the second choice, equipped with a flawless new magical ability.
He had been diligently working to harness his own unique abilities for the past few months. While he hadn't fully understood the extent of his powers, he had begun to grasp how to channel them in his spells, particularly when it came to the darker aspects of his abilities. The formidable Queen Centipede unleashed a series of acidic spit attacks towards Naruto, who skillfully defended himself by summoning a crimson barrier. Focused and resolute, Naruto was determined to conclude his training for the day, no longer interested in engaging with the persistent insect. With immense power and unstoppable force, I call upon chaos to obliterate the light. With great power and precision, unleash a devastating inferno that engulfs everything in its path. Naruto said aloud. He didn't actually need to speak the spell to cast it, but he wanted to fully immerse himself in the experience, especially since there was no one around to witness him. That's why he performed the spell with the enthusiasm of a dedicated fan. Once he cast it, a powerful ball of red energy formed in his hands. With precision, he directed the attack towards the centipede. Though not exceptionally quick, the impact was significant. Upon contact with the centipede's carapace, the energy rapidly intensified and spread.
Within moments, A powerful surge of energy enveloped the Queen Centipede, swiftly breaking down every cell in its body, even its formidable carapace. Despite its valiant attempts at regeneration, the creature's efforts proved futile in the face of such overwhelming destruction. Eventually, there was no trace remaining of the massive worm as it appeared to vanish completely. And that, everyone, is how we efficiently handle an infinitely regenerating being with minimal effort, Naruto remarked, a satisfied smile on his face as he observed his accomplishment, which appeared to be nothing at all. Now, I'll have to return to Morgana. I'm confident that she's already observed my entire fight from her castle. Perhaps, she'll finally impart upon me the knowledge of awakening my divinity and mastering its control. Naruto pondered with excitement, eager to uncover the true nature of his divinity. While he had a few theories, none of them were certain in his mind. He then expertly teleported from the lifeless dimension with a sense of elation, leaving only deceased or partially deceased creatures in his wake.
Asterisk asterisk asterisk. In a distant galaxy, far beyond our reach. Everyone, please move to the front lines. We require additional personnel and artillery support. It is coming. A tall humanoid man wearing a futuristic metallic space costume and a unique triangular helmet shouted to his subordinates. We regret to inform you that a significant portion of our forces, including our satellite outpost and primary warship, have been lost. I believe it would be wise to evacuate, sir, a woman who appeared to be a subordinate to the leader suggested, her voice trembling with fear of the uncertain. No, we have a responsibility to fight, regardless of the circumstances. We fight for the Sheer Empire, in service of the Magistrix. The leader exclaimed, brandishing his gun spear. A massive explosion reverberated through the air as 5 of their most formidable combat spaceships plummeted from the sky, their once mighty presence reduced to lifeless husks. The entire army or whatever was left of it started unleashing a barrage of plasma guns, cannons, and other energy weapons at the invader, who ominously drifted closer from the depths of space. It wasn't a formidable force, but rather a lone individual of average human size who posed a grave threat to the entire planet.
We have verified the visual. The individual responsible for the destruction of the Stone Beak and Stormclaw planets remains unchanged. We should bring this matter to the attention of the Empress for necessary preparations. Another subordinate stepped forward and informed the leader. I will ensure the message is delivered. Please try to extend the timeline for the target as much as possible. The military leader stated firmly, making his way swiftly towards the primary control room to inform the Empress of the situation. While on his way to his destination, he observed the gradual disintegration and evaporation of certain parts of the base, as they transformed into dust and atoms and dispersed into space. Hello, esteemed council members. I would like to speak with the Magistrix. We are facing a severe threat from the Ravager of Worlds. We have a limited amount of time left before our survival becomes uncertain. The general immediately requested permission to utilize the Annihilation Cannon upon connecting with the intergalactic call and seeing the image of the Council of the Sheer Empire. The Magistrix is currently occupied. She has numerous planets and responsibilities to attend to. Nevertheless, recognizing the gravity of the situation, the Council has agreed to allow you to utilize the Annihilation Cannon, provided that any information regarding its deployment remains confidential, stated a council member following their deliberation. Rest assured, elders, I will personally handle the deployment of the cannon. No one else will have prior or subsequent knowledge of its deployment, as there will be no survivors to recount its story. The leader confidently declared, "Long live the Sheer Empire." With the meeting concluded, they made their way to a discreet section of the base. He was in a hurry, as time was not on his side. Activate the Annihilation Cannon, now, he said firmly as he approached one of the researchers who was working diligently on his computer in the secret room. Excuse me, however, if we proceed with that course of action, the consequences will be catastrophic for the entire planet. Every living being on and around the planet will perish. It will be a catastrophic event, the scientist said, trembling as he gazed at the general with a despairing expression. And what's the significance? We have a strong chance of winning if we utilize it effectively. The Sheer Empire is poised for victory. Please activate it promptly to avoid any potential consequences. Serve your empire one last time. the general said with a menacing tone, as he issued a threat to the scientist. Reluctantly, the researcher activated the program, fully aware of the dire consequences that awaited him. With no alternative available, fear gripped him as he braced himself for the inevitable. The general entered his credentials to fully activate the weapon. Praise be to the Magistrix, and may the Sheer Empire reign supreme. He murmured once more as the entire planet was engulfed in a powerful blue explosion, reducing everything to mere dust and particles. All life on the planet was extinguished, and even its moon was shattered into fragments. The magnitude of the explosion was so immense that it caused a ripple effect throughout the entire star system, resulting in a slight destabilization of its structure. The laws of gravity and physics appeared to momentarily falter, creating a glitch-like phenomenon. Amidst the chaos, a solitary figure emerged untouched by the devastating explosion, calmly drifting through the vastness of space with an expressionless countenance. The individual had vibrant red hair and emitted an intense and captivating presence. Dark golden flames and a distinct psionic energy seemed to manifest a shadowy phoenix figure behind her. Stay tuned for more. Thank you for watching this amazing video. If you enjoyed it, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel for more content. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.